Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. Like always, if you're enjoying the content of the channel, be sure to smash that like button for me. Hit that subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. And today, we are back discussing days 4 and 5 of Eagles training camp, talking about all the ins and outs, all the little things, everything that you need to know from these past 2 days. I made a video about days 1 to 3. Go ahead and check that out if you have not yet. And like we did the other day, the first thing I will do is post right here the injury report as of today, day 5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of guys are listed as illness. Now, I don't necessarily think that means the virus has hit. You know, maybe they're just battling a few things. First time really being out there and getting back in this routine. Zach Ertz popped up on the injury report today, as you can see, day to day with an upper body. I feel like that's either just a little bit of soreness or what I would expected is just a day off for Zach Ertz, because he's been putting in a lot of good work this week. Jalen Reagor doesn't seem that there's anything wrong with Jalen Reagor. Probably just a day off as well. Deontay Burnett's on there. JJAW Whiteside was on earlier in this week, but we got a lot to talk about with him as well. He seems to be okay. He's been back at practice. Marcus Epps is on there, long shot to make the roster. Rasul Douglas, I mean, Let him stay injured, okay? I mean, I don't think Douglas is going to really contribute a lot on this team this year. But, hey, overall, the Philadelphia Eagles seem to be okay. And we are hearing a lot of good things, especially earlier in this week and carrying throughout the week. A lot of young guys stepping up, which is what I said, opportunity. Starting with day 4, the main thing was the wide receiver core, the young wide receiver core. We had heard Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins step up earlier this week. Well, the third guy of the trio, John Hightower. How about him? A 5th round pick stepping up, making a lot of his opportunities. He was really the highlight of the day. He caught a nice catch over the middle, diving catch to begin the day, and then he ended up going up against Darius Slay in the one-on-one drills and beat him. Even though Slay came back and poked the ball out of his arms, he did beat him, which was very impressive. And then later on, caught a 40-yard touchdown pass from who other than Jalen Hurts, beating Slay and Rasul Douglas in coverage. I'm really liking what I'm hearing out of this young receiver core. Like I said, a lot of these young guys got to step up, but so far they are proving that they wanted. John Hightower he made it his day and stepped up, and he was that dude. I'm really hyped about him, Watkins, and Reagor. They could all see touches on the field, maybe even by the middle of the season. So I'm enjoying that. JJAW Whiteside was another big story. Like I said, he came back off of the injury report, and injuries have been a big thing with him, but he seems to be just fine. JJAW Whiteside, he had a couple nice catches, one over the middle of the field, couple nice contested catches, even today in day 5, which we'll talk about in a minute. But really the bigger story with JJAW Whiteside is his mindset. You know, he lost apparently 5 to 10 pounds of fat. He seems to be ready to go. He said last year compared to this year is day and night. So he's coming in with a completely different mindset, which he needs to, because coming out of the preseason last year, we thought he was going to be that dude. He needs to step up and eventually be the X receiver of the Eagles, which I think he will. I had picked him as one of my breakout players this season, because just 10 catches is not going to cut it. As a second round pick, I know he has a lot more to give. And what I really liked, my favorite part, was when they asked him about what happened when he went home. And really, he said his family members kind of asked him the same thing, like, what happened in your rookie year? And he really just said, I couldn't get a hold of the playbook, went 6 games without catching a ball. It's just simply not good enough. And that is what I love to hear. Taking accountability and really just challenging upon yourself to step up this year. Ortega Whiteside is showing a lot of good signs, and I'm happy for him. The rest of the day was pretty much good. There wasn't a lot of, bad things coming out. No crazy injuries. Kayvon Wallace is stepping up. A nice pass breakup. Nickel Roby-Coleman down the sideline. Carson Wentz did hit Deshaun Jackson. Wentz, another impressive day. Nate Sudfeld is looking impressive as the Eagles' backup quarterback. I think he went 9 for 11 in his rep reps on Thursday, and Jalen Hurts actually went 5 for 7 and hit a couple nice passes across the middle and deep. So overall, the Eagles are looking good. On the defensive side of the ball as well, they are playing with a lot of energy. DB's coach Marquand Manuel has the guys up and just very energetic and very enthusiastic. And then getting into day 5 of the Eagles camp, man, really has been a great first week for the Eagles. A lot of impressive quality signs from this team. A lot of these guys getting the job done. Apparently today was the most energetic day. The defense really stepped up. I feel like we've had offensive days and then we've had defensive days, but overall both sides of the ball showing a lot of promise. Today was just amazing. Now there were still some good signs on the offense side of the ball. Again, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, especially with Rhaegar out of practice today, Goddard out of practice, Ertz out of practice. JJ stepped up. It was him, Greg Ward, Deshaun Jackson. Those guys were getting tons of reps and just putting in good work. JJ had 2 nice catches over DBs down the sideline, man. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, I'm telling you, he's making his case to be one of the most improved players. A lot of people sleeping on him. I think he's going to be very good. Quez Watkins had a nice catch. Some of these running backs, Elijah Holyfield's getting a lot of work, and I think he's going to end up being the bruiser running back based off of what we have heard. And Carson Wentz had a couple off throws today, had a what would have been a pick six. McLeod just dropped it right in the breadbasket. But overall, the Eagles offense went on, I think, an 11-play drive and finished it off with a touchdown to undrafted tight end Noah Taigai, or I think that's how you say his name, Taigai, or Toe Guy, something like that. A guy I don't expect to make the roster. He's undrafted. Just really another camp body. And speaking of camp bodies, the Eagles went out and claimed Travis Fulgham off of waivers, a guy who was a 6th-round pick last year out of Old Dominion from the Green Bay Packers. He was also with the Lions. I don't think he has any NFL experience at all. Just another guy to go ahead and experiment with here in camp. But overall, Carson Wentz had a couple nice moments today. He had a couple bad throws, but I think he's really finding his groove and establishing his chemistry with the receivers. Again, some of these guys had the day off. What really was impressive was the Eagles' defense. I mean, the defensive line was outstanding today. So many different guys with sacks. They ended off the practice with like 7 sacks on the last 9 plays. Joe Osman, I'm telling you, this guy's making a case for the roster. Unbelievable. Attacked Jordan Mailata all day, and was just beating him left and right. Jordan Mailata seems like a wasted experiment at this point. I don't think he's going to end up making this roster ever. And speaking, just one note on the offensive line, would it not be an Eagles training camp day without Jason Peters going down? He only went down for about a couple plays. He got laid on his back, but when he got up, he was limping. But it is just funny. I mean, Jason Peters, I mean, he's got to stay healthy. Just a little minor injury there. Just wanted to point that out. Andre Dillard had a nice day, got beat a couple times, but overall is looking pretty good. And another guy, Jack Driscoll, who has been praised by Brandon Graham. Might do a separate video on this, but Jack Driscoll is looking like the real deal, a guy who could honestly step up and be a nice guard for this team. Going later on into this year and for the future as well. But this defensive line, man, Joe Osman stepping up and having an impressive day. Fletcher Cox had a sack. Malik Jackson had a sack. And these guys are stepping up with Javon Hargrave and Derek Barnett questionable for week 1. So I think it's very huge how this defensive line is stepping up. Honestly, just ate up the offensive line of the Eagles all day long. Rodney McLeod and Jalen Mills are establishing that chemistry together in the secondary. Graylin Arnold, an undrafted free agent cornerback out of Baylor, is making his name heard around this team, and he's fighting for one of those corner spots. Again, Rasul Douglas didn't play today, but every time it's like he's just been getting beat, man. He is getting beat when he has to go up against one of the receivers. He's honestly just getting beat. Josh Sweat even had a sack today. I think he's going to play a bigger role in 2020. Casey Toolhill, the 7th-round pick out of Stanford, he had a sack for the Philadelphia Eagles. Just a bunch of energy. This was the most intense day of practice. The Eagles secondary had a nice red zone stop in the 7-on-7s, had to go up against the offense for 6 snaps and did not allow a touchdown. Overall, this Philadelphia Eagles defense is really shoring up, and I'm very much liking what I'm seeing from them, and I think they're going to create a lot of opportunities for the offense. But overall, these guys continue to step up. Guys, even like Adrian Killens, who's getting more reps with some of these other guys out and sitting out of practice. Adrian Killens could make the roster. I think he is on special teams, to be honest. But overall, just the energy, just the enthusiasm from week 1 of the Eagles camp. There's just a lot of good things coming out, and it's really what I wanted to see. Youth and depth. Youth and depth are the two biggest aspects for the Philadelphia Eagles to focus on this year, because we know with the injuries, can we stay healthy? I think we have a lot of depth, but as long as our stars, for a majority, can stay healthy, I think the Eagles are going to see a lot of production out of a lot of guys that we might not have expected in the past years, and even some of these younger draft picks. So, like I said, young guys stepping up as well, taking a hold of opportunity. Everything we're hearing out of the wide receiver core, everything we're hearing about some of these extra defensive linemen and corners, overall, it just seems like guys are hungry. There's that competition, and I really commend that to the culture of Doug Peterson. All we continue to hear are good things about him and how he runs this team, and it looks like guys are happy and hungry and fighting for those spots. You guys let me know down below if there's anything I missed. What are you looking for or expecting in the next week of practice? Is there one guy who you're still looking for that last opportunity to make the roster? Give me all your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Perfect. Perfect.